Well, let's bring in Ulrich Brueckner now. He's a professor of European Studies at Stanford University in Berlin. Really good to have you back with us, Professor. In the wake of the US raid on Venezuela, Donald Trump has since name-checked a number of countries. I mentioned a few of them there that he sees as potential targets for US intervention. Which out of those countries that I've just mentioned do you believe should realistically be worried about a more forceful US intervention?
Well, the whole world should be worried about what's going on, because what we see already for a year now, though, therefore the latest announcement about Greenland do not come as a surprise, is the leader of the most powerful country in the world, the United States, using mafia methods. So this is something we have seen in the movies, or we have seen in fairy tales in which dark kings do what they want, and they are not bound by institutions, they are not bound by the rule of law, and therefore, no matter what's coming up next, it follows the same script of destabilization, of threatening, of executing power, ignoring the rule of law or historical facts. This is something that is not just a threat to Greenland or the Kingdom of Denmark, it's a threat to the global community.
What do you think is driving this very hawkish tone that's coming out from Donald Trump? Because we know when he was campaigning for this current term in office, he vowed to take the United States out of the various conflicts and promise not to start new wars. But it does seem like he's gone in a different direction now. What do you think has sparked this change in tone?
I don't think it is a different direction. There's an interview that Trump, as the real estate tycoon he was back in the days, gave in 1990 in Playboy magazine, in which he points out that the whole world is exploiting the United States. And what we have seen since he became president again in his second term is executing exactly this kind of understanding how the world works and how unfair it is. So it resonates in the MAGA movement that he presents quick fixes of problems that cause a chain of unexpected consequences for someone who sees the world as simplistic as he does. So in that sense, it's perfectly consistent. The strategy is something he uses again and again, because if a pattern works in his understanding, then he uses it in another case. Now he's overwhelmed by the success of Venezuela and thinks about doing the same thing next week with Greenland, not thinking about the consequences that will be massive. But he's hugely under pressure domestically because the economic situation is complicated and the United States is losing its dominant role in the world because other emerging powers are rising. And therefore, he feels like he needs to act quickly to restore the pride of the United States.
Okay, Professor Ulrich Brueckner, we'll have to leave it there. Great to get your thoughts as always. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.